We're going to talk about the most important characteristic of a marketing professional. Let's drive.
Get down.
Over a year ago, I did a car cast about this quote from C.S. Lewis that I love. And it goes something like this: humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. I love that quote. We're going to explore humility a little bit today because I sincerely believe that humility is probably the most important key to success. Not just for marketing professionals, as I said in the introduction, but legitimately every professional or every career aspect that you could potentially be involved with. So let's explore that a little bit, shall we? First things first, we have to understand, I'm a big fan of understanding where language comes from, like the root of words. And the word humility is rooted in ground, right? If you actually look it up and if you look where the word comes from. So it's more about being grounded, right? We think about humility as like this meek, mild type of thing. It's not that. It's about being grounded in your reality, like being grounded in it, and not in a negative way, but in a you understand your surroundings very clearly sort of way. So let's start right there. Understand that humility is about us being grounded in the reality in which we're living in. There's this kind of mantra that I go through that has three parts, right? Because if I'm grounded in my reality, what is my goal? My goal is then to exercise my skills to the absolute best of my ability, and to do so in a way that doesn't serve me, but serves others. Okay, I truly believe that. Now, you can debate that. Maybe that's not your thing, but it works for me, and I wanted to share it with you today. So what are the three parts of kind of this humility mantra that I go through? The first one is to eliminate aspirations that are self-centered, that are self-focused, that are centric on me. In other words, seeking praise, seeking consultation, seeking an elevated position. That not, those as like, let's just take away those aspirations. In other words, I do not aspire to be consulted. I do not aspire to be praised. I do not aspire to be sought after for my opinion. I do not aspire to be recognized. So that's the first part. Can we eliminate those aspirations that are focused not externally, but inwardly focused on ourselves? Second part of this kind of humility mantra is to eliminate the fears that are self-focused. Okay, now here's a great analogy. I remember when I was a child and my mom and dad would go to, I remember this like with incredible clarity. We used to, like back to school night, we call it now. It used to be called open house back in the day. And like when I got into like junior high school, middle school age, I would get so fearful of the negative feedback that might come back. What's the negative thing the teacher's going to say about me? And then invariably, it was never happened, right? I mean, it was just a fear I had. But see, that fear was focused on what is bad is going to happen about me, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Eliminate the fears that are focused on us. So I will not be afraid of being ridiculed. I will not be afraid of being shown to be wrong. I will not be afraid to be, suspected of doing something incorrect or wrong, right? You see what I'm getting at? Let's pull those fears out and put them over here. And one final part to this, I think it's maybe the most important and the trickiest. We want to realign our hopes and our aspirations externally. And this is the trickiest part, right? We want to genuinely seek to keep ourselves out of the spotlight. So in other words, I hope that others are recognized ahead of me. I hope that others are chosen ahead of me. I hope that others have those opportunities to advance before me. Now, it's tricky, and I think we'll get into it a little bit more detail next time. But those three things: eliminate the self-centered aspirations, eliminate the self-centered fears, and realign your hopes and aspirations to be externally focused. Take the spotlight off of me. All right, I hope that helps. I really believe it. Because when you run into somebody that's this humble, you know it. And it's a powerful thing. You're drawn to that individual. Now, look, I'm not very good at any of these. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not. But when I have a little bit of success, I see the difference in my work. I see the difference that the impact of my work has and how it actually impacts those that I'm looking to serve. I hope that helps. Give it a shot. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'll see you next time. This is a tricky one today. I hope you enjoyed it, but this is the kind of thing we talk about here on the CarCast, and I'd love to have you come along for every ride. So the only way you can do that is you come on over to YouTube and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.